Inquisitor. The workers are almost done building a lift to the deep roads. No darkspawn trouble yet, but the earthquakes have been brutal.
I was told to meet a Shaperate.
She's waiting below. You won't see an Orzammar dwarf on the surface. They have rules about that.
Tell me about the earthquakes.
How many quakes have there been since you arrived?
At least 3 big rumblers. And the aftershocks are nothing to sneeze at. My feet miss solid ground.
What?
Ooh, Lyrium mines!
Yes.
Josephine's report mentioned several Lyrium mines were damaged by the quakes.
You'll see what's left of this one on your way down. From what I hear, the other mines are barely holding together.
Sounds pretty dangerous.
Well,
We're like, oh, there's tons of...
So you haven't seen any darkspawn up here?
I sharpened my arrows just in case, but they never showed. I'm okay with that.
I was gonna say there are all these earthquakes, and we're like, yeah, let's go down into the ground.
yeah, this seems
Where
fine.
all the mines are collapsing. That sounds good.
I mean,
That's where
I
I wanna
understand,
be.
like, if my ego would be pretty huge if I, like, defeated a god and, like, a bunch of other shit. But, I mean, that doesn't make you immune to, like, tunnel collapses.
Yeah.
So, you don't like Orzammar?
From your tone, I'd guess Orzammar isn't your favorite place.
I don't have an opinion. Cloud gazers like me aren't allowed in the city.
What the fuck?
The lift's ready for you.
In case people don't know, dwarves who are, like, go to the surface and, like, were born on the surface aren't allowed back down underneath because apparently they're not, like, real dwarves or something.
Yeah.
Try not to shift around, and keep back from the edge. It's a long way down.
Whoa. All right.
It kind of seems like she might be a little bit resentful, like she doesn't
Lowered
want
into a hole. What an auspicious start.
We've been in worse places.
Perhaps you have, my dear.
This reminds me of a story.
Shocking.
It's about an impossibly handsome dwarf and his friend who got crowned King of the Nugs.
A Nug King, really.
It's not as good as it sounds. Nugs mostly just shit on the floor and roll in it. Welcome to the deep roads.
We should be wary of raw Lyrium.
I'm more worried about finding darkspawn.
Neither is a pleasing prospect.
Raw Lyrium is extremely toxic to anybody but dwarves, but even dwarves can get really sick from them. Dwarves are the only people who can process lyrium safely, but even dwarves can go crazy from them. And it's theorized that dwarves are like, they were born from the stone.
My
Oh.
girl, Nalfric, your names will not be forgotten.
You must be Shaperate.
A trust Vala, Inquisitor. The Shaperate welcomes you to the deep roads.
As I was saying, lots of people think that the dwarves came from Lyrium because Lyrium is alive and they became sentient from Lyrium somehow. Anyway.
You look as though you're hiding from something.
As a citizen of Orzammar, even a glimpse of your sky could cost me my position and render me castless.
Gotta love real dwarves.
Damn. Like, that seems so arbitrary.
I know. It's really bullshit, I think.
Like, I understand where it probably comes from, but it seems so, like, your eyes have seen the sky, therefore you're tainted.
Yeah.
What does a Shaper do exactly?
We chronicle the life and times of our people.
You're historians.
Also scholars and genealogists. Shapers preserve knowledge in the memories, an archive in Orzammar. We record memories in Lyrium to ensure they never fade. We must be meticulous in every detail.
A difficult task.
What's the latest?
My ambassador briefed me, but now I hear there are still more quakes.
Each new tremor opens another fissure in the deep roads. Our situation has worsened since we contacted Skyhold. The quakes collapsed this mine and shattered a seal, keeping the darkspawn at bay. The Legion of the Dead hasn't been able to mend the broken seal, and we can't afford to lose any more lyrium.
So when the Blight first happened, of like hundreds and hundreds of years ago, the first people to get hit by them were the dwarves because
They're underground.
they come from underground and they go throughout the deep roads which used to connect these huge, expansive cities together, and then they had to like block them off. So that's why the dwarves are always having problems.
What will happen if we lose more Lyrium mines?
The surface needs Lyrium for all sorts of magic. The Inquisition more than most, I understand. And Orzammar's economy relies on the Lyrium trade. Without it, there will be chaos above and below.
I mean, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like everyone would be, like, kind of okay.
Orzammar deals with darkspawn all the time. Why request the Inquisition's help?
Rude.
The Legion isn't prepared for this level of disaster, and the Grey Wardens haven't answered our calls for aid. Any threat to the flow of Lyrium requires immediate response. The Inquisition is the only force we can rely upon.
So I get that she's like, oh, why are you asking us for help? But maybe not phrase it in a way that sounds like, you guys deal with this sort of shit all the time. Like, why do you need our help? No. You know?
Yeah, like, can you be a little bit more, But what I want to know is, like, well, this is how I interpret it. I understand why it's so important to everyone, but the way I see Lyrium is this highly addictive drug that is used as a function to oppress an entire section of the population. So I'm like, all right, get rid of it. Like, it's fine, but I can understand why in the context of the world, everyone's like, oh, we need it to do a bunch of different stuff, for the economy and stuff. And I'm like, yeah, your heroin economy, like, whatever.
I've read about the Legion of the Dead. Dwarves who fight darkspawn in service to Orzammar. They commit their lives to the cause and celebrate their own funerals before entering the deep roads.
No matter their sins in life, the Legion die noble deaths.
I feel like that's such a dwarf thing. You know what I mean? Like, of course the dwarves would be the ones to have that, like, celebrate their funerals before they go into the dark roads. Like, oh, let's celebrate with everybody and then, like, march off to death. That's a very... I feel like that really fits with dwarves.
It also happens with the Grey Wardens, which, of course, since the Grey Wardens and the dwarves are the ones who have to face the darkspawn the most. Because when the Grey Wardens, they're in service from 25 to 30 years, and after that amount of time, they start getting the calling, which is something that is like, you're going crazy because darkspawn blood is inside you. So then when they start to get the calling, they kind of judge dread it, and they go, hey,
I'm just going to wander off into the deep roads, and
they kill as many as they can before they die. And I assume that female Grey Wardens cannot be made into brood mothers, otherwise they wouldn't just send them on in there.
Yeah.
The Inquisition stands ready to aid Orzammar. Without a steady Lyrium supply, things on the surface will get even worse.
Apologies for pushing you.
Aren't you a polite thing?
I fear the damage that tremor caused. Follow me to the Legion camp.
Why are you apologizing for saving my life? So Stacy and I both are very, very sick, and I'm going to try and edit out all the coughing, but if I accidentally miss a cough, please excuse us.
Yeah, sorry about that, but we both really wanted to get this done so you guys could see it right away.
But I'm going to try...
And because we wanted to see it right away.
Yeah, we wanted to see everything.
These roads are dangerous.
Also, I'm not going to bother collecting every single little piece of, like, loot, because I don't want to have a Let's Play filled with, look at this, plus 10 to jumpy jumps. And, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't want to waste everyone's time. Oh, shit. Okay.
I hate the deep roads.
Oh, he got me.
Well, it's distracted.
To break the ogre's grab, use an ability with physical effects such as stun, knockback, or knockdown.
What?
So, ogres are made from Kunari. Sorry, I wasn't paying attention to what I was doing. And
It's not focused on us. Now's the time to attack.
okay, so the ogres are made out of
Kunari?
So, you know how brood mothers are made? So this ogres are made out of brood mothers made out of a Kunari female. And the origin of the Kunari is up to debate, but people know that it's because they mix themselves with dragon blood. And Lady Insanity says that it's because the elves were experimented on by humans. But personally, the Qunari came from another land before they came here, and I do think that they were elves. But I think they were elves that like did it to themselves in order to like just mess around with shit. Mm-hmm. And Mythal was probably involved in that somehow, because every time there's
she's involved in everything.
Well, first of all, yeah, she's involved in everything, and on top of that, whenever there's like a dragon or great dragon or dragon blood involved, she's always there.
Yeah.
She like. So I mean, it's not too much of a leap for her to be like, "Hey guys, do you want to be like super awesome and shit? I know, put some dragon blood into your bodies and like become merged with that."
Yeah, Mythal has this crazy plan for
everything.
Yeah. She's like, in 5,000 years, this thing is gonna happen, and Qunari will need to be there.
It's not focused on us. Now's the time to attack.
But yeah, it's been implied for a while that Mythal has some sort of plan. We don't really know what it is yet, but like she's been like, oh yeah, whenever like something important happening in history, I'm there to like push it along, and I'm like, really? So you don't really have any plans? You're just here to help? Yeah, I doubt it. Okay. Look at Cassandra just like completely being like, I got this, don't even worry about it.
What?
Cassandra's tanking like a boss. She hasn't even lost any health.
You have my gratitude.
Now we're even. Or we're in this together. I don't want to be.
If I lost you, I'd never make it out to the deep roads.
I'm sure you would find a way. If the ogre reached this point, the Legion must be overwhelmed. Let us hurry.
Alright. So, hopefully, this DLC will be better than Jaws of Hakan.
Yeah.
I will never get used to the stench of darkspawn. They corrupt everything, even the air.
What do you think darkspawn smell like?
That's
Death.
the broken seal ahead. It is worse than I thought.
Rotting flesh.
What is rotting oh.
What does rotting flesh smell like?
I answered the question in my own head already.
Stacy, what does rotting flesh smell like? And I'm like,
Seems like there's more cutscenes already, which is good.
yeah.
Get those charges to the tunnels!
Alright, if an important dwarf appears and I don't recognize them, I'm sorry, but it's hard to recognize dwarves.
Ah!
I've never seen one of those before.
Yeah.
What is that? What are those made? Dwarves? Like maxed out hemlocks?
Whoa.
Someone prime the sonic fuses!
Dun-dun-dun. What are those things? A genlock.
I've never seen these before. That must be something important.
Can't set the charges with those bastards breathing down our necks!
Unless, like, no, I really don't think I've seen these before. Unless they were in a Dragon Age 2 DLC. Then I'm an idiot.
Clear out the darkspawn.
Can't it be both?
Oh my gosh.
Ah! There's so much happening.
Okay. Here we go.
There is, like, everything is exploding.
Oh, because I laid down my elemental mines.
Yeah.
Check
Yes! This is good. We need more of these explosions. Yes.
Whatever move that was, I like it.
Yes.
That's my input for the strategy. More explosions.
More bombs. Okay. Oh, look at this guy. Body floating in the air. Do you see him floating on the steps?
Oh, no, it's an alpha. Oh, get away from me, dude. No.
I'm remembering back to when we very first played that section of Dragon Age Inquisition when the two of us were just like running around the map being like, holy shit, this is amazing! And there's a dwarf temple underground!
Now, set the charges!
I am. God, why do I have to do it? You do it. Take cover outside the chamber. Alright. What were you guys doing?
Yeah, everybody seems like pretty laid back about
Seems
this.
pretty relaxed about the whole thing.
Take cover.
Well,
Look at him, he's just standing there. He's like, I'm not even gonna look. It's too cool to look at explosions.
I guess to the Legion of the Dead, this is pretty standard.
Yeah.
Like, oh yeah, another day. I guess I'm just gonna die. Oh, I didn't die? That's a pretty nice, like,
I guess we get to try again tomorrow.
yeah. I wonder if it's more relaxing if you're going in there and being like, today's the day I die. Oh, didn't die?
And everything after that's a bonus. Pretty much, because you've already accepted your
Like,
death.
you've already made the oath, gone to your own funeral. It's fine.
Yeah.
Inquisitor, meet Lieutenant Wren, a veteran of the 5th Flight and one of the Legion's finest commanders.
Someone paid her to say that. Appreciate the help, Inquisitor. Collapsing that seal bought us time. Blighters had the run of these tunnels for days. Now they have a roadblock.
Investigate. Tell me about the deep roads.
Yes, tell us.
How many deep roads are there? How deep do they go?
They'll take you from one side of Thedas to the other, if you have a death wish.
The roads once connected Dwarven cities that were hundreds of miles apart.
Oh, Mari, you're in the
Then
game.
came the darkspawn. Ren and I have been exploring this region, reclaiming it, but the work is slow.
Mark the map, fight an army. Mark the map, fall in a hole. And so on.
That sounds so boring.
That question was just so like, how many roads are there? How deep do they go?
It wasn't very good dialogue. Have you worked together long?
Hey.
I hope she like delivers like a
Wink.
I get the impression you two have known each other a while.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah. The Shaperate sent her to dig up some relics. Asked me
Ah,
to
she's
keep her
looking
out of
away!
trouble. That was 3 years ago.
You can quit any time.
Not when we still have things to fight about.
Okay. Yeah, that's definitely happening.
That's totally.
We can't give the Darkspawn a chance to regroup. Let's hit them again before they mount another attack.
Normally, that would be the plan. But there is a complication.
Why are we ordering them around?
I don't know.
Why?
I
That's
think
kind
it's
of
just
rude.
'cause we're used to being the boss, you know?
I know, but maybe we should like check it before we wreck it.
Yeah.
Take cover.
I wonder if they get upset every time they see ancient ruins destroyed, or they're just used to it now.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
I wonder if they're even that ancient, though.
What's this sound about?
I don't know, but she looks a little disturbed.
You heard that, yes. The rhythm in the tremors? It's clearer, stronger.
The
more
Lyrium is
insistent.
singing.
I hear it. Doesn't prove a thing.
These quakes are not a natural disaster. They're deliberate. There's an intelligence behind them.
The Lyrium is singing to them. Because sometimes Lyrium can sing and it like makes people go crazy. And then there was one piece of Lyrium. It was red Lyrium, which is blighted Lyrium, and it was saying something like, "We sleep, we slumber, and we wait for the day that we can come back," and something, something, something. So that's just some added info, but
So maybe.
so some people think that the Lyrium is sentient, and then the blighted Lyrium, I think the blight is like a plan by the Forgotten Ones or the locked away elves. So blah blah blah.
How could an earthquake be caused deliberately?
We get plenty of natural tremors down here. These are different. She thinks she knows why.
I found an ancient text during an expedition with Ren last year. At the time, it was just a curiosity, but now... The text describes giant creatures called Titans living deep underground. They sing in the stone, shaping it.
Oh wait, those
when
are
these quakes began, I believe we heard that rhythm. I believe a Titan is causing all this destruction.
Some people believe that Andruel, this is not my idea, this is somebody else on Reddit, this is not my idea, that Andruel, the goddess of the hunt for the elves, hunted the Titans and she killed them, and the Titans are the source of the Lyriums, like their dead bodies are the Lyrium. And
kind of like how fossils become fuel and stuff like that, like coal.
Sort of, but in, like magically.
Well, yes. But I'm saying, like, that's an actual thing, like, when bodies decompose under the ground.
Like, they're kind of alive, but they're not. Like, their bodies... Like, if an animal was made out of, like, fungus, but the fungus was magic... Anyway, you guys get what I'm trying to say, I hope. Titan, this is new.
I've never heard of Titans before. What else can you tell me about them?
The text I found predated the First Blight. Its pages had mostly rotted away. And there's no mention of the Titans in Orzammar's memories.
Which tells you something.
What does it tell me?
All I heard was an earthquake. How is it you and Ren hear a rhythm?
Because they're dwarves.
Our people have a strong connection to the stone. We feel it in a way topsiders cannot.
Shapers have great stone sense. And Volta's better than most. She never gets lost.
This must be what it's like when you're not playing as an elf.
Yeah.
Our people know all about this one thing that's totally about the story. You're like, okay.
Yeah. They're like, yeah, we just get it, Yeah,
Shemlin, and now we're the Shemlin.
Yeah.
You speak of the stone like it's more than walls.
Rude.
The stone is eternal. She was here before us, and remains after we die.
But the stone isn't your god.
We don't worship her, but we do respect and honor her.
The stone makes us strong, and we return that strength to her when we die. It's difficult to express in words.
Man, now we're the outsider asshole saying insensitive shit.
I know. We're like the
Yeah, now
Skygazer.
Yeah, we're the Skygazer now. Look at this Skygazer coming in here saying,
"Oh,
you can't hear the stone singing? What do you get? What can you hear, man?"
But it's just a wall. How many deep roads are there?
God.
How deep do the deep roads go? And they're like, "Oh my fucking god."
Well, anyway, killing ain't right. And they're like, "No, we're in the deep roads now, elf. This is our story." Oh, here's something. Our one specialty.
Not theories.
So this is our when this is us going to be desperately trying to sound like we know what we're talking about.
Oh yeah, that's never good. Yeah.
Mysterious songs often lure people to their deaths, or to an archdemon.
This rhythm isn't a song, exactly.
Oh,
It's just like, you're an
It sounds
idiot.
like air flowing through lungs.
that's singing.
Air that can collapse a whole mine.
She's like, "You insensitive asshole."
I just love how everything that they say to us is just like, you don't know anything. I don't know how I'm supposed to explain this to you.
You Skylooker. With your eyeballs and your ears. I don't want to say any of these two bottom things because it seems rude.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that seems...
Yes,
sure.
yes.
Rocks, whatever.
In my experience, no explanation is too strange to consider.
Yes.
Still
For all we
rude.
know, that text you found was a bedtime story. We can't be sure until we find the source.
The rhythm I sense in the quakes is emanating from somewhere far below. The stone will lead us there.
And if it comes to a fight, that'll be our job. There's a lift at the side passage nearby. Ready when you are.
Listen, man, I wouldn't be doubting the girl who's like, woman who's like, yeah, I can hear the stone and shit, and I read this old thing. Like, after all the shit we've seen, I'm like, yeah, okay, fine, whatever.
Also, we're never down here, you know what? This is all new to us. So how is it her right to come down here and be like, these are walls, okay?
These are walls. I don't know what you're talking about.
Like singing? How come I can't hear that? And they're like, really? You're asking us this?
But that other guy's like, no, what you saw was like a bedtime story. And I'm like, dude, come on. Like, you're just, look at all this magic shit you're seeing. This is not the most ridiculous thing you've ever seen. Take the lift to the deep roads. Well, let's take a look and try and talk to people first.
Yeah.
Shit.
The Inquisition is on everyone's lips. Even the Assembly has taken an interest. I'm told King Balin wished to meet you personally, but the Deshers talked him down. The earthquakes present too great a risk. When the previous king died, Orzammar nearly fell apart.
How did you become a Shaper?
How does one become a shaper of memories?
I was born with a keen stone sense. It caught the Shaperate's attention, but my passion for history earned me the title. It was never really a choice.
Oh, memory shapers? If I recall correctly, this is how they document their history in certain ways. They put their memories into like a thing, so you can see them. Mm-hmm. I'm pretty sure it's Lyrium, but yeah. I can't remember correctly.
They mentioned it earlier.
But I'm explaining how it works. So like they put it in there, and that's how they have their. I'm explaining the history of memory stones, Stacy.
I'm explaining to the plebes. Will you let me finish?
So they put it in there. And I'm pretty sure it's a way that they can't, like, be like, no, it happened like this. Like, fake it and shit. There was a big quest line about it in Dragon Age Origins. How do you know the Titans exist?
You seem quite excited by the idea that these Titans may exist.
My connection to the stone allows me to hear it, but I can only listen. Titans can sing through the stone. It is extraordinary. We call ourselves children of the stone. What does that make the Titans?
What's life like in Orzammar?
I haven't lived in Orzammar for 3 years, but I receive updates. Is there anything in particular you'd like to know?
Holy shit, okay.
Woo!
Do you miss it?
Do you miss living there?
I do sometimes. Particularly the easy access to a warm bath and clean clothes. But the importance of my work outweighs the comforts of the city.
How's the political climate in Orzammar?
There have been riots due to food shortages, but they will pass, I hope. I've no doubt some Deshers will try to use the situation for their own gain. But the king has a good hold over the Assembly.
What are Deshers?
Members of the Assembly, all noble-born. Through the Assembly, they govern Orzammar. The king presides over them.
A dwarf's caste seems to dictate their entire life in Orzammar.
I could bore you for hours about our society's castes and the tensions that go along with them.
Please do.
Simply put, citizens of Orzammar are born into a caste, and that is their lot in life. A member of the Smith caste can never join the warrior caste, and vice versa. Everything is predetermined.
There's no way for someone to change castes.
It is possible for a member of the lower caste to marry above their station, but only their children's caste will improve. Similarly, when dwarves are made casteless, so are their descendants.
I know, the caste system for dwarves is pretty extreme.
Yeah. You know what, if I became casteless, I'd be like, I'm going to the surface, whatever.
Yeah.
Sky's awesome, by the way, guys. Looks great. You guys are just stupid. Sky's made of diamonds, by the way.
Stupid.
I'd like make up so many lies. Sky's made of diamonds, and when you go to the surface, they give you so much money.
A dwarf's caste seems to dictate their entire life in Orzammar.
Alright, bye.
I could bore you for hours about us.
We'll speak another time.